of your full, who's
See,
sitting.
in the bylaws, it says we have to have 5.
No, we changed that. So it should be 2/3 of your sitting membership because we never could have 5.
Is there an updated, where is that?
When we have
didn't-
5
looked in the
now, or is not
bylaws.
everyone here on the board? I thought everyone.
I mean,
No,
if that's
not.
great.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah, it's
okay.
2/3 of your sitting membership.
Oh, hello.
Did we have the cities? Is the cities different or is it the same?
No, the order for attendance changed,
Only
but
attendance.
the voting
Okay.
would be, but we have looked through that. Was that in?
It's in the Google Drive. Sorry, I didn't bring my computer. Can you bring it up and you
great.
can?
That
Because
drive.
if that would help, but we are due, so Krista who knows she doesn't vote, but Claire was scheduled to be here as well. And
How many people do you have active?
We have 6, right?
Voting
It's a
members, we've got-
conduct,
So
okay.
you've got 6, so 4 of 6 is, yeah, it's quorum. You're good.
I asked that question specifically.
To whom?
Terms of membership, conduct standards.
It's in our bylaws. We changed it in
As long as
20.
we've got the
We
updates on
we
that.
changed it in 2016 because we never could have quorum. So because we never had enough full members to have 5 of that. So yeah.
And that was our
it's-
concern with why we wanted to push through members, because we
Yeah.
were
Cool.
concerned about being able to conduct business.
Well, then we're
We
good
should
to
be
go.
good. It should be the updated
We are there. See, this was updated 2017.
2017,
Look
and
at
you'll have-
Hi, how are you?
Good.
the new ones should be in there that were adopted. Do you have any other?
I have this one and then I've got this.
Jump in wherever you want.
Yeah, one there. Sorry, I should have brought
Hold
some.
on.
No, it's okay. Okay, so.
They'll be in there. Yeah, they'll be in their bylaws.
So checking out, let me just make sure we're not
Those are just the
overthink.
pages.
So,
As far as what geography club will be able to do on Arbor Day,
Using
we're
the-
gonna
The
do a
page
club
that says
meeting
the
soon, and
membership.
Gonna work that out. So I'm not the tree guy, really.
No, you're fine.
So,
And we may have, some topics covered that y'all would have wanted, so it'll be fine to figure out
So,
what.
I don't know you yet. I'm Josh. How are you?
Oh, hi, I'm Noah.
What do you do?
That's a really good
I
question.
mean, like, why? I want to say, why are you
was
here?
the-
But I'm like, I don't mean to like interrogate you.
I
You were
intern.
here, he was interning with the city.
Yeah, I interned with James this summer.
Okay.
And
I'm just curious. I'm the small business member, so
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Like, I don't know you yet. Who are you?
And we're
Thank
at
you.
4:32, so I'm gonna give it like 3 more minutes and we can start here, so.
So go, do me a favor,
Yeah.
because I remember sending the ones we finished to the city to put on the website. So if you go to our page on the city's website, and the bylaws there should be the updated ones.
Wonderful.
What's the date? Fully amended 2017.
Okay, members and terms. Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
So one more time.
What do you think?
That's pretty. I do like that.
That would be.
I don't remember.
So tell me about this outer.
I don't either. I always remember it being.
I
two
was
different
thinking.
things.
Well, when I
An
originally drew it,
active
I was
board.
gonna draw like an archway, and then you would
Simple majority of the
And then the
quorum
trees
should
were
be
gonna, like, be
sufficient to
put,
approve any
you know, like you
procedural
were looking
action.
through the archway to see the tree.
Yeah, because we
And then
changed it from,
I actually just put it
It's a
in.
simple
and I was like, well,
majority.
actually,
so
Okay.
I
yeah.
don't like how
So
that
this is
looks
what you're looking at here.
as
Okay, since we
Like
don't
with
have our full
the
board,
kinda like-
we're looking
Right.
at a simple majority.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
overlay,
Yep.
and then
Okay,
I put this circle in here that
So
can,
4B.
can say
four
that
would be
that's
good.
the
Yeah.
sign.
And we have 4.
I just thought it looked
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Now
Now we have the
They kind of make that-
documentary
that
evidence that we can
decision
do
look more
this.
intentional.
That's all we need.
So it says a
and
majority
then I
vote
also
if
made
you have a
made
full
this
board, it's
outlines
5.
instead
If
of
you
letters, kinda
don't,
make
it says
that
a simple
decision
majority of a
look more
quorum and an
Yeah.
official meeting should be
Now, I know we're gonna want it to say
sufficient
something
to
like healthy
approve.
trees, healthy lives.
We changed it to simple majority
Something
because
like
we could
that
never
for the
have.
event, But
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Which again is
yeah, I
still
did.
have that problem, don't we?
Here,
You're good, simple majority.
Simple majority.
This is
If you
kind
don't have
of-
a full board.
Is that a Paul? I'm sorry. That was updated. Is that on the website, not in the drive?
It's
Okay.
in the web-
we
Yeah,
need
it's
to-
because I sent those to the city and had them put them on the website. And
Excellent.
it's Article 4B, a simple majority.
Because that was our biggest pause. Okay, and I guess I need to
Or you
kind of
know it.
go ahead and
Okay,
call
I'm
us to
Natalie.
order and we
Natalie.
can.
Nice to meet you.
Now we can get down to
Well,
business.
and then we can get down to
Yeah.
business.
And if we have enough people to do it, sweet, we're
Yeah.
good.
And Claire is on her way. That's what I was
Good,
saying.
good, good.
So she is
Even better.
almost here, so we will, regardless, we have voting quorum, so super pleased about that. But it is 4:35, so let's go ahead and call ourselves to order. Be in order. Okay. And I did, so, and I know you were getting names and everything. And then you guys all saw I emailed the budget, the financials, last minutes from the last meeting. So are there any questions or concerns about the last minutes before we vote to approve those? Okay, all right. And, okay, so I'll move to accept the minutes.
Seconded? So I guess we're all in favor? Yes.
There you go.
I
All
think
in
we're
favor?
good. Mhm.
I'm in favor. You good? Good. That was super official feeling.
We don't have to-
But it's
Look, we
legit.
say the right magic words and we're good. No.
Okay, all right. So, everyone, and I think we've all met Noah now.
I know, I haven't
Yes,
met
hello.
you. I'm Rhiannon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And she was our previous chair, so, and friend of the tree board and back, which is wonderful. So he interned for the city this summer. He's
Mhm.
also a geography student from UCA, member of the
Great.
geography club. And so he's also
That could be interesting.
volunteered to help us with graphics for t-shirts. So he's got at least one
Awesome.
idea for us
Even
today.
nicer.
So yeah, so he's gonna sit in and help today.
I can see Geography Club being helpful in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
So, yeah, cool.
We've got lots lined up for them, which is exciting. So, all right. So let's go through the financials really quickly. So balance has not changed, and it is on the back of your agenda.
Mhm.
The balance has not changed. We do still have $10,205 sitting in the bank. I got confirmation today. It's kind of old business and financials. Corey Parks, the Chamber Group, has gotten an extension through August 1st of 2023 for the RDOT grant, for the $4,000 grant and the beautification work that's going on there. So, hey there. So it's due to begin in September, so the work will actually begin in September. But they did get an extension for that grant, so that $4,000 is still bound to the RDOT project. So our available balance to spend is $62,0577. That's what we have in the bank right now.
Are we taking the 3,000 allocated for the celebration trees and brick pavers off?
So
for
we
that?
have, and that price has grown, so we're gonna have to discuss that. But we did, just as a refresher, we did previously vote in two things. So the $3,000 expenditure for the replacement of celebration trees and brick pavers, which that will table that for discussion. And then also the $500 for the digital photography contest. And that would take care of the printing of the winners' canvases and the prize offerings for them.
500 for
So
print.
500, that's what we voted in. Yeah. So we do have 3,500 of that 4,205 already committed. But we were gonna have to dig in a little bit and make sure kind of what all we want to do, so. Okay,
Now, when you say we get the extension on the grant, does that mean work, when you say work will start in September, you mean September next year?
no, this year. So just to circle back for a second, so the grant was due to expire August 1, I believe, of 2022. And that was the one the contractor had delayed. So this preceded all of us. This is like a
Yeah,
long-standing
got it.
Yes.
project that you guys at Rhiannon had started, and so it is gonna come to fruition.
It's gonna come? Okay,
It's just,
great.
It's just slowly coming.
It's gonna start and then be extended through 8 of 23.
Yes, so it has to be completed by the end of 23. But let me actually
wanna open it.
resent you. Hello, welcome in.
Now we have plenty of people to vote either way.
And we've only covered financials and minutes and things like that, so. Let me pull this up. Actually, it's good through August 31st of 2023.
Okay.
Correction on that. The contractor, the target start date is September 20th of this year. Phase 1 of the project should be complete in about 3 weeks, dependent upon weather. And then they'll just keep us updated. So it's
Cool,
gonna
okay.
begin. Yeah, so that's
Yay.
good news. So we do have that. So yay. All right. Where does that bring us? Okay. So also the celebration trees and the paver update. So that's something we know that we had 6 trees that were already removed. There are 2 potential others in need that Krista will update us about. And then we were gonna go ahead, the plan is to go ahead and have all of the current honorees their bricks engraved and have a place made in Laurel Park, which will be very happy. So good news, bad news. So the good news is that we could still do all of that. The challenging, we're not going to say bad. The challenging news is that a couple of things. So the price may increase because there's 2 other potential trees that need to be replaced, which we don't have to do those this year. We can table that for next year. And then for brick pavers, I had received a quote, and there are some numbers on the second page if y'all want to kind of get on this first little or second bullet point with me. So the brick pavers, we did have slated to come in, I believe it's like $726 or right under $1,000 for that. And that was just for the 22 names of the honorees and then 2 8x8 headers for bricks to talk about the Laurel Park Tree Grove celebration trees, however we're going to name that or write that out. The physical plant is going to help us lay the bricks. They have decided to do a 4x8 space, which will support not only the bricks that we need today, but we'll also get 150 more bricks in the ground and create a 4x8 space within Laurel Park so that we can move forward with the brick sponsorship program to help fund maintenance and upkeep of the current tree groves and put towards development of the new tree groves. And so all of that being said, there is a couple of changes with that. So adding 150 bricks is going to add 600. They're $300 or $3.50 each. So it's another $400 or $578 that would be added onto the original cost. The other piece of that too is there is a 60-week delay, and that was not a typo. That is this will be a next year. So here's why. So to be able to order or to be able for that company to provide a quick turnaround on the engraved customized bricks, they do a large order in the front end of the year. That's how they're so affordable. That's why the shipping is so great. $15 delivered wherever you want. 3-week turnaround. It's super fast and wonderful until you then need to go and get blank pavers to set in anyone's spot. So they've been very amenable trying to find out, can we expedite this? Is there any way we can get supplies faster than that? And then also there's cause and concern. We even talked about the potential of going to another vendor. Nothing as simple as it seems, I swear. So brick density, brick shape, brick texture, it all makes a difference. And you are advised to purchase it all in one lot so that there is some consistency for that. Yeah, and so for as much as we would like to rush through this and go, we said this year, the bigger picture is that we would like it done nicely. We would like to support the ongoing programs and to really honor it the way that we wanted to, while also kind of putting the 1-for-1 celebration trees to an end and going more to a tree grove concept, which is more manageable. So a couple of things with that. So the cost, if you guys will follow with me. So if we look at the 22 engraved bricks that are currently needed, the 2 headers, the 150 blank pavers that are required, and then there still is a $15 shipping fee to have them delivered to the physical plant, which is fantastic. But looking at all of those costs, plus there is a little bit of ancillary supplies that will be needed for the physical plant. So Spencer, obviously, they asked that we can purchase that as well. We just go to Home Depot, Lowe's, get the things that are needed for that work. So we're looking more at about $1,951 for that instead of, so that's a pretty large difference in terms of budget and what we may want to accomplish. And the thing is, it's a 60-week turnaround. So if we want to even be able to accomplish this by next year, we still need to go ahead and order now.
Yeah, you have to vote now.
Yeah. I even reached out to our dear friends at the Historical Museum who just laid theirs and went, hey, who's your contact? And how did you get your? There is no way around that 60 weeks. And so
It's just supply chain.
it's just
stuff.
in that, the time. And the good news to that is there is potential. So if we turn around and let's say we've got this extra 100 to 120 bricks that we can sell for sponsorships, that's great revenue that'll come back to us in the future, potential of $25,000 up to $30,000. And so when we look at funding source, and that'll give us something to rally around and generate those funds. So it's a pretty big hit this year, but I think that return on investment could be good for us.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to pause for a minute and ask for thoughts.
I mean, if
Comments,
waiting
thoughts,
until,
opinions.
pushing it off until next year doesn't make a difference, but we might as well do it now.
So you put the blank pavers in now,
Mhm.
and then when you get donations down the road, you
Dig 'em
pull
up?
that out and you send them somewhere to get engraved.
So, well, and this is, so my delayed thinking today was, gosh, what if we did something smaller? And they kept extra blanks there from that lot, because I don't know that they're going to feasibly be able to remove a brick nicely enough to then turn around and put it right back. It's probably, we're going to rip this one out, we have to put another one in, would be my thought. But the engraved bricks are on site and is still a 3-week turnaround, and that's like the standard operation for that. So
An engraved brick is $30.
30 versus $3.50 for a blank paper
And it's a 3-week turnaround.
for the engraved.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they have a supply on hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then I did ask too, so their colors are patented. So the antique red is patented, and that's kind of the concern with going with a different vendor as well. However, that is kind of the
So
institutional
if you're not actually
color.
pulling the one up and getting, then the new brick, isn't it going to be a different lot, different color?
So that I've been trying to have it all make sense in my brain, and that's like, do we buy enough that then, we're using the brick from the lot, that we ordered. So I'm not quite sure how you get that exactly specific, but through both that, the vendor and physical plant recommendation was try to get as much as you can in one lot, because they do vary. I got a lesson on bricks and
I
sizing.
mean, it is at the end of the day, it is a part.
It's
So if it's a
inconsistency.
different shade,
Yeah,
I feel like
and so that's
not-
why I
Well,
asked,
the other
like,
part of that is, if you're gonna get future engraved bricks, or if you're gonna come from a different lot, I don't really see a whole lot of point in getting a lot of blank bricks right
Yeah.
now.
Well, the only thing that you have to order the blank bricks. Like, they don't keep them on
Gotcha.
hand
Right.
from this particular company that's patented for that particular.
But I mean, if the next lot would still be the same color, it would just be possibly different thickness or density
Sure.
or something.
And
Okay,
the
I was
goal
making
is
sure
that
it's
all
the
the
same
bricks
color.
are the same, but that's not how it works
Yeah,
with
exactly.
pottery, molding, any of that. It's not going to be exactly specific,
Yeah.
but your odds will be improved if it's. Anyway, do you have thoughts?
I'm just thinking how funny it is. We're talking about bricks when we're the tree board.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey.
And it's like, we have this great little idea, we're just gonna run it down the side of the sidewalk, and how easy is that? But in terms of maintenance, and their concern is if we were to do along the sidewalks like we had requested with mowing, they'll have a tendency to crack and split off, right? And so.
Can we start with a smaller plot and then add more later as we fill up, as we get more bricks that we need?
I can pose those questions, and I also was gonna ask him, like, can we reduce in size somewhat?
And just have this idea that we're gonna take up this big space eventually, but now we just need this much space.
So, and we're also, these are not, and I'm sure they're very well skilled in what they're doing, but also was reminded they're not brick layers. Like, we have a department who's willing to support, so we need to keep it. Really, I was leaning on them to go, what is your skill set? What's your comfort level? What can you do? And this is what was offered to us, that we can get this set up. And then also they will do once a year replacement, so we can sell bricks now through next year. And then we'll, at Arbor Day or whatever, if we want to do it annually, they will pull them out and replace them for us with the new bricks. So, thoughts? We don't have to do something this large. I do know we have communicated, I personally have communicated on behalf of the tree board, that we will have engraved bricks going into the ground in Laurel Park, and that will replace trees. So, we did have an initial timeline that was going to satisfy this Arbor Day in terms of the bricks being laid. We're not going to be able to meet that. And so I think the important thing is that I want to solidify everything before I reach out again, but that the tree planting still can happen. The bricks are still going to happen. The conversations are there, but delays just won't allow it for this year. And
So it'll be, we won't even get the engraved bricks until next year?
Well, the engraved bricks we could have in time. So
Right.
that's not the issue. It's the how do we build out the rest of that
Okay, yeah.
structure. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it now.
Okay, so this is weird, but if the bricks, if we're gonna have to throw them out anyways, could we just find something kind of close to it for our blanks that we could get in quicker? You know what I mean? Like if we're gonna end up buying blanks just to throw them out, I wonder
Maybe we get cheap
if
blanks.
they're, yeah, cheap, but in a similar color.
And so, and that I can go back with that too.
Or in a
So
different color, so
Yeah,
they
it could be
stand
a
out.
totally different
Yeah,
color.
and just say
So
these are the
that-
blank ones.
Yeah,
this is
these
what
are
we
the
have to
pretty
fill.
engraved ones. Put your name here and we'll make you a pretty one.
Yeah.
So the concern was that's where the size and the dimension and the shape, and is it rough texture, is it flat texture, does it have more grit, is it a solid, like
But I mean, again,
that
we're gonna
was-
throw them out anyway, so does it really matter?
Well, it's
I
not
mean,
even
the people who are laying the brick
Oh,
have
okay.
a preference
Okay,
that it
okay.
is that. That's not my request. I don't need
I
that,
got it.
Does the texture matter?
apparently.
Okay,
But we
because if we
can
can
look,
find the same size.
yeah. And so they're all 4x8, but I guess it's the thickness and I don't know.
Okay.
So
I mean,
those
again-
were the challenges, those are the concerns, and we can go back if y'all want me to do that and ask more questions. I did call, is it the other, is it in Mayflower, the block? Why can't I think of that?
Oh,
right now?
Conway
They
block?
don't do the engraving, but I did not ask them about blank pavers and things like that. But I know through Acme Brick, who we're getting the others through, they can't help us with that.
Okay.
So it would have to be through another vendor, if we want to do that, which I'm totally fine. It's a big price tag to do something like that. But, if we had to go out and pay a professional bricklaying service, we're gonna probably exceed the amount of the bricks. And so that's where I want to lean on y'all and go, how do you want us to move forward? Do you want me to continue to pursue other vendors and avenues? Do we want
Can we tentatively approve this budget with the idea that you're gonna look for cheaper prices later, and we can
And if
vote
y'all
on it
wanna-
again later if we need to?
And if we want to pause and go through the one thing we have to do is we have to get bricks in the ground for the people, because that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
we promised.
The engraved ones
that-
absolutely have to be there.
that
I'm trying
has
to think,
to
like,
happen,
can we
but-
just do, maybe less blank so that if they have less space now, and then when physical plant comes next year, maybe they can expand the whole area.
And so I'm not quite, because I would assume they're going to do a concrete base and then everything's going to happen within. So you can't
okay.
just extend
I
on
see
the
what
outside.
you're
Does that
saying
make
now.
sense? Because
Yeah.
then you get the cracking, the splitting, they break
Yeah, I
off.
see what
And
you
so,
mean. I get it now.
So how big is this pad gonna be?
4 foot by 8 foot. Mhm. So it's a pretty sizable space. I
Yeah.
know. Look, I was counting bricks on my fireplace last night going, how many do we need? That was about 4 by 8. So the numbers kind of match with what we should need for that, about that space. So,
I think we should go
and we
ahead
can simmer on this if y'all want for a few minutes, because we still have to talk trees, marketing, food, social media.
Yeah, let's-
There's so much more. And it's a big price tag. So, but the return on the other end is gonna be potential for
a lot,
lots of
yeah.
goodness. So anyway, if y'all wanna
And
simmer on
I
that.
think if this is the way it's gonna go, I think we should go ahead and do it this way. But if you contact somebody, if you manage to get a cheaper price for the blanks later,
Mhm.
we can come back and review that again. But I guess we could just table this for now and come back to it towards the end of the meeting if you want.
If y'all want to, if we wanna make it through, because kind of looking at what we have now and what we have planned expenditures, we would need to come up with an additional probably $2,000 for our festival, if we did everything like we wanted right now. So, so just kind of tuck that in
I don't
there.
think the trees will cost as much, so we could we could do our tree discussion now.
We can move on to trees.
Okay.
Yes. Perfect.
So I went and looked at the 2 trees on prints that appear sort of dead.
In the
They
median?
in the median.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're
She
likely
was.
dead.
Yeah.
They're not completely dead. They're actually because we've been getting some rain and cooler weather. They're trying to
Bounce back.
they're putting branches out, and there's a little bit of stuff up. And I personally, I hate to say the last rites right now. Like probably
Don't hold on.
it's probably they're dead. but we'll know a lot more in the spring.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I feel like holding off on those
Okay.
because I mean, I hate to be the tree board that cuts down trees that might be fine.
I get that.
If they're putting on extra shoots, then that means that they're under stress. So
They're under stress.
big
for
time.
sure.
So
Yeah.
they might pull out of it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I say wait till the spring and see what happens.
Okay.
They'll either be obviously dead or not.
I think this spring we'll know a lot more how they leak out. Because also like the parts that look dead are still like they're still pliable.
Still
and-
pliable.
Yeah. So they might recover. I don't know. And so that means we need 6 trees. We have some options. So Custom Landscape Nursery has 25-gallon trees for $220 or 15-gallon for $150. Bemis has 15-gallon for $150 unplanted or $180 planted. So they would do the planting.
Are they all shoe mords? Like
There's a variety. So at both places we could mix it up, and I honestly prefer doing a
I think so
variety.
too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
And we noticed the shoe mards, the black gum, and I believe there was one other.
Ginkgo.
The ginkgo.
They were allowed to pick a tree that they wanted at the time.
I think for this though, we'll pick and
Yeah.
pick from what's available. Because availability is a huge issue right now with trees too. And I've got some more discussion in a minute about that. Bemis also has a 30-gallon for $270 planted or a 2 caliper for $325 planted. So anyway, you look at that, like it's less than what we have budgeted. So even like at the 325, the highest there for the 2 caliper.
And I did add taxes, just FYI, y'all, to
Which we
all of
will,
this,
okay,
just
yeah.
so for our purposes, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if we went with that 2 caliper planted for 325, that comes out to $1,950 before taxes, and they're planted. So
Well, that's even better than the estimate. That's
We're
great.
gonna get those planted in winter.
that would be around Arbor Day.
Day.
Yeah, so the week of Arbor Day.
Arbor Days in what?
November
November.
5th, so it would be
Wait a minute.
last.
Conway
No,
Arbor Day.
wait.
Oh.
Our
oh.
Arbor Day, not actual Arbor Day. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, there are many Arbor Days.
There are many Arbor
Oh, I
Days.
didn't know
State,
that.
Conway Arbor
federal.
Day.
Yeah, I was thinking
City.
federal.
I didn't know that. I was thinking of like,
School.
the Arbor Day Foundation Arbor Day. Yeah.
And
I didn't know
theirs.
that. That's cool.
You get to kind of choose your own.
Um, so, we have options. We could go a little bit cheaper. So 15-gallon trees are probably the smallest that we would want to use in a park setting. They're pretty tall, like once they're planted, it's always confusing because you see them in a container and like the container adds, a couple feet to it. You put it in the ground, it's a lot shorter. Like they probably end up being, more like 5-6 feet tall once they're planted. The downside is their trunk's going to be smaller, so easier for like in vandalism type, which a lot of it's playing, not vandalism. It's not always intentional. in a park.
Intentional,
Yeah, but it can be easy for them to get hurt. But we've had issues getting the 25-gallon ones established, even when planted correctly and watered and taken care of in park situations. So I don't know, like the smaller, it might even be worth trying some of each, trying some, 3 15-gallon and 3 25 or 30-gallon.
That was my thought too, because we had talked about in other areas, testing size and species. So we're looking at what is establishing a little bit better, because some of the large ones are so root bound too that
right.
that may be the potential. So looking at, especially it's going to be along Western right there too, along that trail the walking
A
path.
lot of high school students walk through there.
And that I've noticed too, like cross-country track is there running in the morning. We're gonna be
Oh, yeah.
diverting some traffic, but that's okay. We've gotten the rights to do so. However, thinking about that, but also it might be a good time and a place to test it there, kind of like we're doing over at McGee. And do you have thoughts or concerns about that? Because you were involved in the initial agreements with people, and we're just trying to do our best to replace what we can.
Which?
Well,
Placement or
The idea of
anything
using some
idea of
smaller trees to just
Small
try
versus
and,
large
But
versus
these trees aren't-
diversity.
it's not gonna be a tree for a person necessarily. It's just, we're not telling them this is your tree.
Gotcha.
So they are one for one being replaced, and that was the communication, is that your tree has been removed due to poor health, it now will be replanted and.
As part
and-
of this group of trees.
And so, and that's part of it, and I put it, due to location, the increase in traffic, and just, it's a lot to manage, keeping them alive one for one, and so, I think everyone was just appreciative that we're gonna be replanting those trees, it's not a loss. And so, anyway,
I think as long as there's somewhere that the celebration or honor, you know what I mean, that thing, where as long as they have somewhere instead of in the median, I think it'll still be
and we'll,
fine. Yeah.
label it like the Laurel Park Celebration Tree Grove, so even when if those trees don't survive, then it is still within that tree grove that we're gonna continue to invest in and protect and help maintain and improve, and then their markers will be there too, so there will be that place to go and visit and still appreciate it, so.
So is a 2 caliper, is that like 2-inch?
It's 2-inch, it's basically at the base of the tree. So
Okay.
like bigger trees, we measure at diameter at breast height, which is like 4.5 feet. But for nursery trees, we measure at the base. So a 2-inch caliber is pretty big, actually. It's
So those wouldn't be as easy to,
knock over
Yeah.
or break.
Can we do 2, 2, and 2, like 2 of the largest, 2 of the medium, 2 small, and kind of mix, and
Yeah.
we'll just see.
And do you want Bemis to plant
Survive
them,
another-
or do you want to ask the Parks Department to plant?
So, well, and so kind of to that, we've had some volunteer groups reach out who want to do some plantings, and my thought is, in terms of activity and what we will be doing that day, I know we're gonna have tables, we're gonna have all that stuff. I would say yes, let them plant, unless we wanted to have a volunteer group to come out. Of course, this always leans on Krista so heavily, and I have no idea what your schedule's like, but being able to use that as an educational piece and either doing it beforehand and making a video that we post, kind of like we've done in the past, or,
I did like the drone video, I think that would be cool
Yeah.
to do again.
so,
I would honestly recommend having professionals plant it. I mean, trees that big are gonna be
They're
Okay.
hard.
pretty significant.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Tracy knows all about it. She
Yeah.
helped with the ones.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty
Conversation.
significant. And they know that's their job.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing.
Oh,
You could
sure.
even save, you could have them go ahead and dig a hole for one and save one that you put in the ground on Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
I'm
a
actually,
place
I'm
presentation.
actually asking, so, in the past, Forestry Division has given us a free tree for Arbor Day planting,
Mhm.
and I forgot to ask before just now, and they may or may not get back to me.
And you could have them do an
We
extra
could-
hole
we could
and
let
put
the-
the forestry tree in that hole.
Yeah, so,
I work with them pretty regularly. I mean, you want me to call?
oh, it's Harold,
Look at Scott's like, I got connections.
That's why he might actually answer, because, he's a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all for if we want to do, we're a small group, so if we wanna.
Just save one, and then that way you can know
Yeah,
how to plan it properly, kind of like we did at Robinson Cemetery. And
Which that is
More
nice to
ceremonial.
do a kind of an educational.
I think to satisfy kind of the educational piece to it, that would be my only request, if we're not doing it, we've got something
And
that
if
we
the
can
Girl
share.
Scouts wanted to, there was that Girl Scout trip, were they wanting to donate a tree
I
or
think they have to earn their badge, they're wanting to do some planting,
just planting?
I
Okay,
believe.
but so maybe they could even, just the one tree or something.
Wonder if we could get some hardwood saplings or something, different types from the Forestry Commission, and let them do that later. Because they're typically February, well,
Well, you mean, just the,
January through.
yeah, we did the giveaway,
Right.
and hopefully we can do that again.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the giveaway, if you're gonna get any.
Well, that's what I was, so I don't know if we want to just get into, because that's kind of a little bit of a side conversation, but I did also look at, so there are the trees that Bachum Nursery, which is the Arkansas Department of Ag Nursery has. And they have, a limited selection, all native trees except for one variety, which are great trees, great trees. So, and I, hopefully we can get some of those for free again, because the ones that we gave away last year were free. But if we needed to buy some, they would still be very affordable. But I also, a lot of times Missouri Department of Conservation, their nursery is larger and they have a lot of different varieties. And they also do shrubs and smaller like flowering trees. And so I had thought about having us buy some of the Missouri trees, especially the smaller flowering things that are still native trees, still good trees, but then, and I think then when we did the giveaway, it wouldn't be like you can get 5 of these fancy trees. It would be like you can get 1 of the Missouri trees and 2 of the Arkansas trees, which we won't call them that. Like, and they're all varieties that are still native here.
Pick one from this pile and pick 2 from this pile.
Yes, exactly. And the main reason there is that we want people planting large shade trees, and a lot of these flowering trees are smaller. So, but still, they provide benefit for pollinators and all kinds of things. So, so normally Missouri Department of Conservation, they open their nursery for ordering September 1st, and everywhere on their website and everything, that's what it said that they would do this year. And I did not go on there on September 1st, and I figured, waiting until today to discuss this and see if we could get approval to order trees would be fine. I went on there today, and I don't know what is going on. Their site is not working, and they have a thing saying that it's not working. You also can't order like over the phone or anything, like nothing is working. And a lot of the trees say that they're sold out, and I don't know if that's sold out, if they were sold out before the new year
With Missouri.
or with Missouri. Is it? Tell me if it's working now.
I'm looking at the Arkansas.
So I don't know if maybe they, because so gardening and natives and everything is just such a big deal. And like it's been hard to get seeds, and like now it seems to be hard to get trees. So I don't know if like they opened on the 1st and they were just like overwhelmed with orders, and they're literally like sold out of everything already, or if their site's just broken and they'll get it fixed and we can still order some trees. But anyway, if we order trees from them, they're 50 cents a piece, which is pretty.
And when do we have to pay for the trees? Do you have to pay when you order?
You pay, I'm trying to remember because I've done it before and I can't remember. I mean, you put in an order, and I can't remember if, you have to give a credit card number. I can't remember if they charge it when you place the order or when they fill the order. Because, it might be when they fill it.
We order about 5 million seedlings every year, so I'll see what I can do from our.
Currently shut
Do you
down.
get them from Arbor Gen?
We get them from several companies
Orders from this portal.
and the state.
Yeah.
But I see here they have a beautification bundle and a wildlife bundle.
So we could
looks
do
like
that
it's
from
a
the
cheap
Bachum, from our local nursery. They cost more though, because it's 10 trees for $25, I think.
Yeah.
So those cost more, but we could order multiples of those bundles. We do have red buds at Bachum, which I think if we want,
mulberries too.
and we've got red, and Bachum actually isn't taking the new orders yet.
So their website just says it's an IT issue.
Yeah, I know, but is the IT issue actually that they got overwhelmed? I don't know what's going on, but
Well, if their phone system's over the internet too, which a lot of them are, if
But
their
we
internet's
may-
down, that would take their phone out too.
yeah, we may want to think about like, is there a certain amount of money we would like to budget for that now, and then give somebody the authority to go ahead and order assuming we can order at
So
some
that was
point.
my thought, because we, Conway Court, I know our annual money doesn't come till like March, which would be on the tail end of when we would want to be doing something like that, so.
Well, we
right.
could probably ask for it a
So
little
I think
bit
it's
earlier
good for,
if we need to.
well, that's what I was asking, like, do we need to pay that this year out of these funds?
We might
or
have,
wait
we need
until
to look at the
next
rest of the
year?
budget, but I mean, it sounds like these trees are not gonna cost as much as we.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and really, I'm just talking about buying, I mean, they're 50 cents a piece, so you buy 600 trees for $300.
I know, I'm like, no, I was thinking 1,000.
You can get,
We
they
gave
go-
away 600 in 2 hours last year,
Yeah.
right?
From Balkan,
4 hours,
they go
2
down.
But I
hours.
think we can get some free, or we'll get some from Balkan, which we'll order later. So we could
Do an
just,
initial order.
order the ones from Missouri first, since they
Yeah,
So you
sell
think-
out of those desirable
Yeah.
ones
Do
fast.
you think 300 is a good number you would want to ask? $300?
Yeah, and they did say that they will charge, for the first time ever, they're charging extra for shipping.
Mhm.
Prices are, like, nobody can
So
guarantee.
tripling, the prices have tripled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
well, 'cause gas is so expensive.
Well, they don't now, they can't make predictions because everything's so volatile. So, to have somebody like agree to a price today, but then not, the expense not actually happen until March is, like, that's tough.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that'd put us off for good footing next year too, for the giveaway. So, and you're thinking 600 trees, so $300, if we can't even get them. In
Yeah,
terms
I
of
mean, I don't know what the shipping would be, so maybe say they allow $400.
400.
Shipping or something.
Thoughts?
So 600 trees. And this is for the tree giveaway, $400 ish.
You also I think you can request when you want them, but you're not guaranteed. And then once we get them, we need to keep them cool, which hopefully there's room at Forestry Commission.
I was gonna ask if we don't have to, we have a place to store them.
I think we can work it out.
So we'll have a big freezer. No,
Actually, I do.
a big cooler.
Well,
The
it doesn't
freezer,
need to
not
be a
freezer,
freezer,
it needs to be
though.
a
It needs to be
cool,
cooler.
just like a fridge, cooling. Okay. All right.
You do. Well, I know. Last year, the Forestry Division didn't want us to use their cooler. For some
Yeah.
reason. They got all weird about it.
Well, it's because they have people.
They worry
trees
about
constantly.
giving away trees that don't belong to them. Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
Or being stolen.
So I like that. Thoughts? Any concerns about that? You want to make a motion?
For the for the $300 for the trees.
It's up at 400.
Or, yeah, I'll make a motion that we do that.
Okay. And I can second it. So we've got $400 for the saplings. Okay.
Are you
And-
guys okay with me ordering those? Once, like,
Yes,
trying to
please.
keep them?
You know what you're doing.
Yes, please.
Back to the sizes
celebration
and
trees.
stuff. So we were thinking about like 2 15-gallon, 2 30-gallon, and 2 caliper from Bemis. Is that the idea?
What's the, give us a quick total on that and let's see.
Okay, did I do that right? I'm coming up with 1,550. If I did it right.
I think that's what I came up with too.
Yeah. Which there will be tax, and it's kind of high tax, like close to 10%.
I think I added in 10% across hours just to cover, because I didn't know what region. So tell me that number again, or what is the number? with tax?
1,550 before tax.
Another 155, so is that like 117?
Yeah, about
Close to 17.
1,700.
1705.
So that puts us at 2,105.
Okay, so
Do those, vote on those things, I'm so sorry.
one thing I was gonna say when I was looking at the budget, $500 for photography, 400 for this, and then we've got 1705. So we're looking at like a couple $100 left. $500, $600 left.
As I said, we're going through the budget
Yeah.
like really fast
Yeah.
with this because the bricks has turned out to be, as most things do, just
Right.
more expensive than we anticipated, like another $1,000.
Well, I mean, do we have any other big expenses? When do we get the next round of funds?
Well, that'll be next year, and we're soliciting for sponsorships and partnerships and things like
Right.
that, but,
I think we really need to talk to the city about other ways that we can,
request funds.
yes, because if Conway Corp is the only person giving us money every year and we're only banking on that 5,000 every year, I think it's gonna get hard to
Money from the
stretch
city
it.
too.
Are we
Well,
getting money from the city?
So how we get money through the city is indirectly because it comes through the maintenance, that correct? Like if you're, now do we get
You're talking about like
direct
grant
money given to us on behalf of the trees? No, we do not. And we do know that we need to adjust that.
Well, I'm asking to put money in the budget, but I don't know how we need to go about
I
that.
think if we had a specific request, we could ask.
Okay.
Which honestly, I think Arbor Day could be
Yeah.
that
Be a
specific
request. So I guess that's my question is,
Yeah.
how have we done it in the past? Has there been a situation where we didn't have enough funds sitting to do that? And I know through solicitations, we have to be really careful about how we're asking for money and things like that. And so,
I think it
Leanne,
might.
any words of wisdom?
Well, I was gonna say, the majority, the costs associated with Arbor Day have been very small because all of our donations were in kind.
Mhm.
So we was a very, very small cost associated with it, if at all.
Mhm.
Everything was donated
Mhm. Okay.
through either in-kind donations. One of the things that we did with the t-shirts is that you got your logo on the back of the t-shirt if you donated something. So like I just talked to Dustin, he said, yes, Kings donated and paid for the entertainment. So they got their logo on the back of the t-shirt.
Gotcha.
Your main event paid for and donated the bounce house, the popcorn machine, the candy corn maker. She got her name on the back of the t-shirt. That's how we did in-kind donation. So we really had very little, maybe a
Overhead.
couple $100s that we paid for Arbor Day.
Yeah.
So
And so, and I think, I have some calls out right now. So the popcorn machine is clean at my house. We have to test it tonight. I was too tired last night.
So
Yeah, we do have
so we were actually told that we can't request
Do that.
donations from
Right.
specific companies.
Yeah, that we can
We
only do
can
it
put
with
out kind of
public
if anyone would
request.
like to help with this.
And if they accept, what do they get for that? Just their name mentioned in different media, marketing releases?
and on t-shirts, kind of the same deal.
Yeah, the same thing. It's just the way we have to go about asking. I can't just go to someone and say, hey, you helped me out at this last event. Will you do this one too?
Gotcha. So hence why we can't reach out to Petty Jean Meat the way we did before.
Right. We have to reach out to all of the meat people, I think.
Hey, meat
it's
people,
just-
you want to give us some hot
It's
dogs?
just confusing,
Well, we had to do public postings, was my
Yeah.
understanding, like a public solicitation for it and not do a one-on-one.
Can we-
So if you happen,
So-
if the person who's done it in the past hasn't to come across that and then volunteers, that's acceptable.
Or you could say, should we see our post on?
I think you
That's
can.
what I
think you
was
can say
getting
that.
at.
That's what I would do. I would
Yeah.
make the post and be like, hey, I'm sharing this to you
So
because
that's
I think you want to be interested, involved.
Yeah, and we have peers, and that's kind of how, so I also have been asked to put in a request with Walmart to have them help donate some food supplies or gift cards for things like that. Because we're not a 501c3, they're not quite sure we can go through this one avenue, but then there's another. So there is potential, because looking at food costs, we were doing like popcorn and hot dogs and supplies and beverages and all of that. That's about 600. I mean, I'm assuming 250 people. For some reason, that
Well,
number was
it
stuck
was
in my head.
500 the last time we had an in-person event.
So you had 500
500
in
people
2
came.
hours.
Yeah.
We fed 500 people.
Yes.
So that would dump.
Which is
I
hence
really-
we bought 5 cases of Petty Jean meat and they donated 5 cases of
Right.
Petty Jean.
I
hot dogs.
really think I can get get donations.
Well, I know you've got lots
I
of
can
like
just-
interest, but not
Yes.
hard combinations, so I guess that's why I'm pausing and
Well,
seeing
if we could
pensive on
find, if we
voting
could
on
find like
budget.
another group that would actually just like
They
do the
can
food
do it.
for us, then it's not really like.
And then they
There
don't
are
have the
so
donation,
many
it's
people
the
that
other.
Like
Yes.
banks or, okay, so let's let Claire chime in, because she's been
Mm-hmm.
out kind of posting publicly.
Publicizing our event.
Yes.
We've got several banks around town that want to be a part.
Nice.
Okay,
We've got several real estate companies, not just mine, that want to be a part. The chamber is interested in having a table. I mean, we've got the capacity to do this all for free. I really do think so. I've just got to have permission to say, here you go. Like,
Yeah.
what are we finalized on our flyer?
We can't now, and if they need specific request, like if they need
Right,
to say,
right.
hey, I'm donating the food versus
Right.
here's an income,
So we
whatever.
need numbers, what we need from them, and how much. And then if we need their team to actually do the stuff. So like if this bank wants to grill all the hot dogs and bring them.
I would love to have
Great.
them do the grilling.
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
I think,
Well, my husband was like, am I gonna get voluntold to grill the hot dogs again this year? I was like, yeah, probably so.
Do you think could a bank do the like the grilling, like do the food, and then like a real estate company like have like the water and chips
100%,
or
'cause
something like that?
it's all the logo, right? So everybody wants their logo on everything. And that's a write-off, even though we're not a 50.
Sure, the
Whatever.
marketing, the business expense.
Right,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
business
marketing
expense.
expense, yeah.
And so we've got several real estate agents that would love to be in front of 500 people.
Mhm.
I mean, so I think we can have it all covered. I just have to know how much I'm asking for. And
And
then,
the
and-
turnaround time is good. I get nervous because it's like we're in
Do
September.
we want
No,
to
you're
schedule a meeting
Yeah.
to kind of
You're
go over
good.
some numbers?
yes, please, because
Yeah,
I
we
need
do.
that before
Say one
I'll
more
get
time, I'm
somebody, before I can get someone to say, yes, I'll do that. I need a specific number, a
Okay, yeah.
specific item.
Which we need in order
It's
to
kind of
post it online
itemizing.
anyway.
Of course, I was going on way fewer numbers than what.
Is
I
somebody-
would bet 500,
Is
and I would bet
somebody
two
reaching out to like the schools and stuff about like
for participation for the choir groups.
So I have heard back from the two groups I've heard from, which they were adult groups, not students, and they are booked and can't come. So Sycamore and Rackensack, who I
So we-
reached out to, are booked and can't. And I know,
We always
reached out
have
to
Bob
the
Courtway,
high school.
and Bob Courtway usually comes, and Simon.
I saw that. So I didn't know if we'd heard anything back. So I know, Natalie, you were reaching out. and I
were you
saw one.
reaching out about like the musical part?
Yeah, I just reached out to, she's the secretary at the high school for the music department, and she was gonna reach out about like the jive band, the choir, and some of the other groups that they
Orchestra,
have.
like small
We'll
orchestra
say
group.
the reason
Yeah.
to do elementary schools and younger is you get the whole family.
Yes.
Yeah.
The high school kids will come by themselves.
Simon and Courtway, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simon and Courtway have always participated,
Yeah.
and we sing the John Denver song.
See the trees of America.
Gotta sing that song.
Yeah. And then I know that Bart Dooley is at Marguerite Van now, and he's usually active in the community. He was at Ada Burns for a long time, but
Do you want me to reach out to Simon and Bob Corwin?
if you'll keep handling the music, kind of entertainment part of that, would be great.
And then I'm going to get different quotes. I started to get quotes on t-shirts, and then I heard numbers from you, and they were very different from our other numbers. So how many t-shirts?
Oh, because mine were more or less.
Way more.
Oh, yeah, well then go definitely do more than. Because that was actually what we ordered the last time we ordered shirts. And every volunteer got a shirt, and every young artist got a shirt, if you guys are doing the young artist program again. And then we sold them, which I guess you can't do.
Donation. We're gonna sell them
Okay.
for,
And the old shirts, if
Suggested
you
donations.
have any old shirts, Krista, in storage, those were,
So
We've given a lot
Ordering ahead
away.
online.
okay, we sold those.
Yeah.
ordering
Wow.
ahead,
Yeah.
ordering ahead. We talked about that. I remember that now.
order
But I think I'm
online
gonna
and then-
get quotes for way more.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go off your numbers. Is that cool?
What did you get? I don't know what
I didn't
quotes
even-
you got.
I didn't even
Got them for.
finish, yeah, because the numbers were so different after our last
I
talk.
thought we talked about 150. No? Does that sound right or no?
We
What did you
did,
do last
but it's gonna be a lot more if we give to all the volunteers and
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't remember what I sent you. I sent her the last order from the last time we ordered it.
It was like 400, which is so different than 150 that I just wanted clarification on that.
And it really just depends on how many.
And we're not doing the student, to answer your question, we'll need we have 3 winners for the photography
So
contest.
you'll need those. If you're not doing students, that takes 100 off of those.
Yeah, and then in terms of volunteers, are you talking about people who come like exhibitor, people who table and who help actually just
The people who just
volunteer,
help
who
you.
just help?
Mhm.
Cause I was thinking we needed like 20 volunteers, is that not right?
I'd say more.
I can
What do you
get that
typically
for you.
have?
So it
What
depends,
is
if you're doing the
typical?
tree giveaway, you
Which
need,
we're not.
you're not doing the tree
So we're not
giveaway,
doing tree
okay,
giveaway,
and
we're
that's
not doing
typically
balancing
master
house.
gardeners that do that, so
Yeah.
then you're cutting that down. So you would have one person manned at each activity station at least. So if you're doing like a tree rub or you're doing any activities, you want at least one on those. And then depending on how many stations you want, and then different people for the food, different people for the water. We had a station for handing out flyers with the printed programs. We had that. T-shirts for sale. We had that.
Wanna try for 30?
I think 30 would be a
I bet
good.
I can wrangle 30.
30 volunteers? Oh, yeah, that'll be
28,
easy.
because me and Greg will be
28.
Do we know how many have signed up on Give Pulse yet? Is it just, last I heard it was like 3?
I think
That's
there
not a
were
lot.
3 official on Give Pulse, but we've got club, like the geography
we've got
club. We've
time
got some
for
who are
that.
gonna table on their own and then some who will help with our activities too.
Oh,
So
don't
we
forget
already
about
have.
Smokey the Bear. He's got to come.
He's
He's
coming.
there.
Okay.
He's there.
He's there.
So, yeah.
Okay, then let's do a separate meeting for numbers for me, please.
Okay.
And then I can, especially bank people, they want numbers.
And I don't know if there's still a draft in there, but at one time I had drawn up as a sponsorship, you'll get X, Y, and Z for an X dollar donation or in-kind donation.
Right, we need to line that out too. I think just the shirt's good enough for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the press, like mentioned in the press release, free media, social media,
Sure.
press release, T-shirt, and just on the program. Okay. And there's a program Word doc in there for
Oh,
you
okay.
guys already, just to
Perfect.
change all
I
this
think I
stuff
did see that.
with the lyrics to Trees of America.
And I thought, I'm gonna have to play that and get myself caught up to
I wonder if
that.
the Girl Scout troop, I wonder if it worked for their badge. Or I don't even know if they're even available that day, but to do like the pledge and stuff like that.
ROTC.
Do you want me to reach out to that
Pledge
group?
of
The
Allegiance.
lady who emailed us? Is that-
I'm just thinking because it's feeling hard to get 4-Hers right now.
Was it colors like?
Yeah,
It's-
present the
it's
colors and the Pledge of
I was-
Allegiance.
I thought about you today when I saw that they were posting.
Did you typically get the ROTC for the Pledge of Allegiance and then present the colors? Was that you?
I saw it was in the program.
It's no, when I did it, it was some 4-H.
That's fine too.
I'm gonna
4-H.
say 4-H troop, but it's I'm getting all
Club,
confused.
Yeah, that's fine. Just to lead the
I
pledge.
feel like 4-Hers are actually hard right now. So I mean, if the Girl Scout troop just wanted to do it.
I will email the Girl
mind?
Scout troop that reached out about the
Okay.
tree planting and see if they wanna do, and you said to do pledge.
The pledge during the ceremony also.
Okay, so Tracy, you're gonna reach out to the Girl Scouts.
I'll do Girl Scouts.
If Girl Scouts doesn't work, do we wanna reach out to 4-H?
Then we can, yeah. I just know it was really hard to get 4-Hers last time, and you know, that's always youth hunt.
It is. It's youth hunt week.
Saturday, November 5th, 11 to 1, right?
Yes. Is that the first weekend of youth hunt?
Usually it is because Derek never comes.
I know.
I'm saying that aloud because I know he never comes because he
That's
takes
fine.
his
My
kid.
family won't be there either.
He takes his kid. Mine's not old
Next
enough
weekend,
yet.
you'll have none of
King's just volunteered to be an entertainment sponsor.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Sorry, post.
So have y'all, we've paid previously for entertainment then? I guess back to the question
King's
earlier.
paid for it.
But like who
And
was
And
sending
they
it?
got
he
their
knows
name
all
on the
the
shirt.
stuff.
And then they paid for the artist to come in as an in-kind donation for the marketing.
Gotcha. But when you say artist, are you talking about like when you had the symphony orchestra
Yes.
or when you
Well, we
had?
had like
okay.
the orchestra, and there was another like folk band one time, and yeah, that kind of stuff.
And they'll provide the AV.
I'm sure he will,
Like,
but
it's
I'll
mostly
ask
just
him.
A.
The PA system.
Yay, that's the word.
Okay.
So he'll
Well,
work
they'll
with
do
the
entertainment.
band.
It will
Okay.
probably just be, he's gonna ask some artists, it probably will just be like a duo or a quartet, like it won't be a
Okay.
huge.
Oh, is he gonna, he's gonna solicit for the entertainment too?
He's gonna be the King's King's is gonna sponsor the entertainment,
So
they'll
they're going
find
to
them.
solicit, bring,
Yes.
and
pay for
And set up,
fantastic.
maybe.
Well, good, well, we can mark that out, cause I'm like, I am all out of groups. So who else? Okay.
Are we voting on anything today?
Well, we need to, yes.
We need to vote on
We
the,
need to vote, so I'm glad about the saplings, the trees for sure. The one other thing too, which it's not a big cost, but we need to boost our social media, like for the photography contest and for the event and the sponsorships, we think, and I've slept since then, but we had some dates lined out of when we can boost and what would be appropriate to do.
Update
So,
my credit card. Is my credit card still on there? It's fine if it
It
is.
probably is.
Okay,
I
just
don't
let
think
me
we
know.
boosted anything.
I'll pay for it and then dispense the city.
it's a big sponsor.
Right.
Social media sponsor.
Depends, if it's
Put
not
you
too
on our
much, I'll be your
t-shirt.
social media, I actually have a company. You can, yes, I will be your social media sponsor. There you go. I'll give you my logo and you can put it on the back of your t-shirt.
Perfect, that sounds great. Yeah.
Hey, that's a perfect, because
So
my
we could
company
just-
is social media and marketing.
could just approve like $5,800 for Arbor Day expenses.
We wanna just,
I mean, that
I
sounds,
motion to approve.
but we don't have $5,800.
Oh.
How much?
No, we do. We have
4,200. Oh, we do have 6,200, you're right, total
So,
5,800.
and we already approved 400
I
for
gotcha.
the.
Yeah, sorry, thanks for keeping me honest, I'm over here
Well,
stressing
we have-
too.
oh, that was what I was going into earlier. It's like, we don't have any other big events coming up after Arbor Day, right? So if we blow the budget on this, it's not really
Well,
that big of a
And
deal.
this is how you
really-
know you're a good nonprofit when you spend all the
All your
money.
money.
Yeah,
Well, and I'm fairly confident that we can get at least food for free.
Yeah.
We're done
So
on the
let's-
expenses,
So
we're,
we'll just commit to, we've gotta have in-kind sponsors for all of that.
I mean, we can just go ahead and approve
We're gonna have it.
5,800 now and then come back and change the budget later next month if we need to, if,
Well,
once we get all
what
this, the number. Or we can wait until the numbers are worked out and
do you wanna do that?
uh,
Vote in October?
Well, no, cause we
Yeah.
need
We
to
need
start
to start
spending,
spending.
we gotta spend.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So, and that's why I'm so pensive on the bricks, like, yes, can we go back and do other things? It's a 60-week
Yeah.
turnaround.
So in order to get them even
So
here
even
by
for
next Arbor Day,
year,
you'd have to
like,
make a
that's
decision
my
pretty
pause
soon.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at
how
December of next year if we order now, so.
I'm hoping they're going, surprise, we got them ready, and here they are, December of this
July.
year.
July next summer.
That's fine, we could do a spring dedication, cause bricks don't die, so there we go.
That's right.
This is why we're talking about bricks. Bricks don't die.
Do we want to approve the amount for the bricks then, and then what is left over can be used for Arbor Day, and we hope that we don't use it all? How's that?
I'd say just go ahead and approve.
I'm all for the bricks, because
Approve
they
the
will
full
come
budget.
back.
Yeah. I would definitely vote in favor of the brick, spending the basically $2,000 on the bricks.
Cause I bet you I can get some people to buy those too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're
well,
not
we're gonna
calling the
wanna
bricks
sell
Arbor
those.
Day,
Yeah.
so it'd be 2,000 for bricks. And then 400 for the sapling.
Do we wanna do more saplings? Are we good on that?
Well, we also have 500.
We're
for
gonna
the-
get some more.
And we can get more, yeah.
We'll get more
Okay.
from Baka.
So we already approved we already
Yeah.
voted for the
We
400.
did the 400, yeah.
So we're good
We're
on
just
that.
doing the math on what's left.
Yeah,
And
we
so-
got 500 for the digital photo contest.
Yeah.
Set aside already.
Oh, that was already.
That was last meeting or the meeting before.
500 for photo.
Just let me know how much it'll be.
So I'm just trying to figure out how much is left for Arbor Day. What other?
So right now, all of that's at 36, right? So we've got 400 for the tree, 1,700 for the trees, 400 for the
I was calling
saplings,
the trees
2,000
part of
for the
Arbor
bricks.
Day, is it not 7? Okay.
Are we breaking it down?
I don't know.
Are we including Arbor Day and trees?
I know, I'm getting so confused. We're all doing math.
different
17
orders.
Is the 1,700 for Arbor Day, or is it,
1,700 are the celebration trees
right,
for
are we
Arbor
counting
Day,
that
yes.
as in Arbor Day?
Yes.
Okay.
That's been communicated and promised.
1,700 for trees, 2,000 for bricks, 400 for saplings, 500 for the photo contest.
Yes.
And then whatever's left for Arbor Day.
Okay,
That puts us like at
say those numbers one more time, I'm on
Like
it.
1,500. 4,605
Yeah.
is the total. So it's 1,705 for the big trees.
Okay.
400 for saplings, 500 for photography contest, and what am I missing?
2,000 for the
2,000 for the pavers.
Yeah, 2,000 for pavers.
That is what that is.
We're at 4,605, so
that's 400 over budget, so we can't do that.
No, what is so funny? Why do you say it's
Oh, 62, I'm sorry, cause that 4,000 is stuck in my head for beautification. I'm like, we got 4,000, we don't, we have $6,200.
Yeah.
Keep me honest. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
Also, I'll never be treasurer on any board.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're out of money all the time.
I get my numbers mixed up
To build
all the
everyone's
time, so I have to
confidence.
like triple check every
So
time.
I think it
do
looks like we have 1,600 for Arbor Day. Is it?
Which the biggest investment for that would be toward t-shirts, would be the cost of t-shirts and stickers, which we gave away. So the tree hugger by far was the most popular at the volunteer
Yes.
fair. They were gone, so they are all gone.
If we have a little stash of the
Oh,
yeah, I know some people who want them.
I think I looked. I think I probably put those straight in the.
No.
I double check. I didn't see them in any of the stuff when we inventoried,
They're
and they're not
good
at my
tree
house.
people who want them.
There are, but I don't think I have.
They're like certified.
There's a good
arborists.
message.
And is that the
behind
yard
it.
signs too? Do you guys need to, that's,
So, okay, thank you for that. Back to marketing, so signs and banners, it is on here, so we can, the big banner has too much outdated information that we can't cover any of that, but there is a full color 6 foot by 4 foot, one-sided banner for $85. And then there are 27 yard signs that we can place around town, but they will require the adhesives to go over and cover the old website. So we would need 54 of those, and that would be, where was I? Marketing,
get
that's gonna
some
be
of those donated as
$95, so
well.
about $215 if we wanted to do banner and yard sign. Krista and I contemplated, do we even really need to do a banner? Do we wanna do yard signs?
I
Now,
like
people-
yard signs.
People probably look for that banner in the park, and it's a good wayfinder for
Yeah,
the
it's
day.
such a
of the
good realtor.
I'm just
Festival.
saying, I love yard signs. That's what I
Well, I
do.
mean, and
cool because then people take pictures by it too.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
not that expensive.
political season, so it's
There's
gonna
gonna be
be
a lot of
yard of
signs
palooza
out.
with signs everywhere, and so I get
election
versus like we don't need a banner, and I thought, looking at the season,
Banners
and
are
that we would
easier
wanna have it
Yeah,
at the
too
park.
to read too, because sometimes when you put those small yard signs, they're easy to miss.
Mhm.
Just 'cause there's a lot of.
That's why
Especially with all
there's
the
a bunch going
political
on.
stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Already
In
coming
fact,
up.
I'd rather do the banner at this point than the yard signs.
Yeah.
because I think they're gonna get lost.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna have one in my yard because I kept one.
Yeah, I got one, I have one in my yard. So, and we can do, I mean, that's up to you, I think $215 would be the cost to do it all, or we can opt to do white duct tape beautifully across that, and just cover the sign. And then, just white out the,
I have been
essentially
known
cover.
to cut that material before.
Ooh, I didn't look at the layout, if that could just be cut off on the bottom, front and back.
I just looked at it this morning. So I was like, I have one of these signs, but I don't remember.
But we could just vote to do a banner and then you wanna do banner, that'd be-
85.
85,
Let's do two.
the 2 banners instead of doing the yard signs.
I think you put one just past the tennis center, just before you get to the roundabout. And then you put one
On the
coming
playground
back,
side.
coming back where you can see it from either direction.
Oh.
Or on Robinson,
Or on Robinson.
either side, I don't know if we wanna catch both sides of the park or if we wanna do.
I mean, Prince gets the most traffic out of those.
And I
two.
think actually you used to put one somewhere else in the city, didn't you? Like they weren't both at the park, I thought there was one somewhere else in the city, maybe not.
They sometimes put banners on Oak Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That would have to be a
The
pretty
chamber might be
large,
interested in that.
sturdy.
if the chamber's gonna have a table out there, they might be willing to put a banner up at the.
The chamber
Well,
sometimes
that's-
does stuff
Yeah.
like that.
well, and next year maybe we can apply for the AMP grant for marketing and things like that too. So I think you know.
I've done one of those already. I'll help you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we used to do those for EcoVest. So that
You
gives
did
us
it,
seed
but I
money
didn't.
that helps.
Maybe you don't want me to help you. It was
Okay.
very labor intensive. So
Yeah,
that'd be-
and it's, yeah. So, okay. So anyone make a motion? Do we want to do 2 banners? That'd be $170.
A motion for 2 banners.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Guess we all agree.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Yay, aye. Okay. All right, so we will do that, get the 2 banners. Of course, that's gonna take some graphic.
Is this
Yeah.
Crossman? I can help.
Do you need, so is Noah gonna help us on the banners too?
Possibly. Well, and I know he's a very busy college student also.
Did you say he had a design for a t-shirt?
I was gonna say, and for sake of time too, I do want us to take a look. He came up with a design for us for t-shirt. And we want to take a look at that. You can share with us for that one. And I know we'll have to look at money for t-shirts later.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
That's
Oh,
really cool.
man.
That.
It's really nice.
I really like that.
What are the words on the bottom?
Okay. That's kind of the part I need y'all's help with,
Okay.
picking out what words, where, all that stuff.
I love that.
So there's like, if you can't see it very well, there's like an archway, and then I drew a couple of trees, and then it says Arbor Day, and then 2022 is written right there.
Uh-huh.
It says Plant, Preserve, Protect. I took the little like Conway C and like put it in the side of the archway.
Oh, nice.
Got it.
I thought that would be a nice way to like
yeah, city board, sure,
incorporate.
for sure.
And I wasn't originally gonna have like the trees and the archway like clip over each other like that. Like I was gonna have like cut the tree at the arch so it looked like you're looking through the arch. But then when I put it in, like with the lines just kind of crossing over each other, I thought it looked cool. It looked kind of
I love it.
Kinda artsy.
Great job.
I was like, so I kept it. And then for the back, you guys had a few like slogans. You had Tree Hugger and Healthy Trees, Healthy Lives. I also thought of Green Spaces Make Better Places, and then Conway Tree Board, and then all the logos like below that. So if y'all want to do, if you like that model, I meant to show you this earlier when you.
No, you're fine. No, I know we got
I like the idea of having like a slogan like at the
on the back.
yeah,
That
and
way you
then
can-
all the logos below.
Yeah.
I really like green spaces.
I do too.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I mean,
Great
really
job
good.
on that. Seriously, good job.
Tree hugger was definitely more popular, but I like
Well,
that.
we can do stickers. I mean, there are
Yeah, I
other
like the green
things that we can get
spaces
that too,
better.
or
And does it say Conway Tree Board underneath it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd put Green Spaces Make Better Places, and then it would say Conway Tree Board. It does put that.
Yeah.
It is right
Yeah.
there.
And
I
then
like
all our
that.
sponsors below.
And then you
yeah.
could say, or brought to you by or something.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Boy, it could just be assumed too.
And then,
Well, and that's perfect for some of those sponsors that we were mentioning, banks and chamber and realtors, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people who are all about community.
Well, and honestly, they're the loudest people I know, so they're gonna love
Yeah.
that too.
And so,
And what about down here? Can we do healthy trees, healthy light? Because I know you've loved that
Yeah.
for so long. We want to
Well,
get
I
that
wanna-
on
I
there.
think-
And then plant, preserve, protect is good, but that's
We're
yeah,
gonna put that on the
and I like
back,
that.
right?
But that's
I was
Oh, that was help green spaces make. Okay, yeah.
Green Spaces Make Better Places. That's what's there. And then I had these. They're all just typed out also.
On
Options.
the front, do
And then
healthy
on
trees, healthy lives.
this,
yeah. Instead of that plant, preserve. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't originally have. I can just move that box out of the way. That was not originally there. That's what it looked like without it. But you could put.
I should like having some words below it.
Yeah, I
I
do
do
too.
too. Yeah, I like
So-
the green
Yeah.
spaces make better. Go ahead.
I love that. I think that Healthy Trees, Healthy Lives underneath Arbor Day, because that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
And then that I love that slogan on the back.
Yeah.
Would you
I-
would you do it like a negative like that, like white with on a black, or what would you do?
Sorry, y'all have the terrible angle. This is like, I thought it would be a good idea to do. I mean, I drew it in black over white, but then and when I like give it to y'all to give the t-shirt printer, I'll hand it in black over white, and y'all can see what that looks like. But I just thought it'd be a good idea. Like I saw some of the shirt y'all done gray, green, a lot of gray and green,
Lots
blue.
of green, blue.
But I was thinking like November, like that'd be a good time to do like a nice, like a cool like heather brown kind of color, and then you could do like white or like
Right, I
a
love that.
or like an off white for the letter, and I think people
Yes.
would look really
So-
good.
Yeah.
I love
Heather
it.
Brown would be, no, we've never done that.
I like
And
that
that would
with
be
the off-white
with the
too.
off-white. It's like, yeah.
And what I know, because we had looked at, heather greens, heather maroon kind of color. Maroon, is that even a word
Brown's
anymore?
cool.
And then that brown.
Heather
Maroon
Brown is
isn't
really
a
cool.
word?
And the gray.
We actually had that discussion when we were talking about the shirt that is somebody called it maroon and they're like, what is maroon? Like we were before
People
we
don't
were
know what maroon is?
Yeah.
It's a lovely color.
I know very well.
Because I'd seen in some of the notes too, the black had been recommended like to be a color too, but that.
I like
I-
that.
Okay, so we're gonna go
I
with that
love the
design?
brown. Yes, with healthy lives,
Yeah, I like
healthy trees, healthy lives underneath it. Can you go ahead and send that to me so I can show that to the t-shirt people with the quotes?
Yes. This also, you said healthy trees, healthy lives here. I also thought that'd be a good spot to put either City of Conway or Conway Tree Board, probably Conway Tree
City of
Board
Conway Tree Board.
there
Or Conway
too.
Trees.
I like it on the back,
Or
though.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Just so it have some kind of identifier on the front.
That's fair.
And I think we do need to put Arbor Day, dated Arbor Day. Oh, well, you've got 2022.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's on the front.
Claire, also I have logos, so Conway Corp and the City of Conway will go on there too. And I
Yes.
have those logos.
Yes, okay, perfect.
And when you get logos from people, you need to specify to get a black and white logo.
Yeah.
Not
I can do
no
that.
color.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Because that saves printing costs too if there's only one ink color.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do one.
Well, we'll do it, it is one color for sure, down on those screens. So.
I love it. Good
Yeah,
job.
let's go with
That's
that.
amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it
I
looks
want
really
one.
nice.
I want
Thank you so
two.
much.
I love that shirt. That's so pretty.
It's been a long time since I've been attempted to draw a tree, so I'm surprised they turned out
It looks really good.
Amazing.
like trees.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Do we need to vote on that, or are we just gonna go with it?
I think we can just go with it.
Okay.
I like it quite a bit.
Excellent.
Well, we all voted to
Thank
agree
you.
anyway, so.
Yeah, we all
Healthy
like
trees,
it.
healthy lives in this bottom part.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't you think? I like
Sure,
that.
checking.
And if it, I don't know if it'd be helpful to you, but what, maybe we can send the logos to Noah and have him place them and give us the EPS or whatever PDF. And that way you just have the print ready files.
After I get all the logos.
And
Would that
in
be
the
something you could do
drive, you
now?
just start dumping them.
Place them on the
we
back
can
of the
create a
t-shirt
folder
for
into
us
Arbor
after we get the
Day.
logos
When
for
you
you.
get them, email them or just dump them.
Yeah,
in the
yeah, I
drive.
can
And then create just a print ready file that we could send.
Yeah.
I've typically done that in the past, which I'm happy to do, but that way you can help.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's-
That was very fast.
That's fantastic. Okay, if we do have to vote on anything else, I'm
Yeah.
a party pooper and have to leave in 7 minutes.
Yeah, we've got about 12 minutes left,
Yeah, I was
so.
gonna say, so let's get,
All the voting.
I know we needed to vote on some trunk guards and
Oh,
the other
that's
need
more
for the
money
other
though.
trees. I know, but we gotta have that.
Do we need trunk guard? Okay, so we have a
Before you
whole,
jump.
yeah, we have a whole lot of trunk guards right now. A lot of them are the smaller ones. But Claire did collect some and we did have a few of the bigger ones. We've got some other bigger ones that were actually from the celebration trees when we actually switched to even a bigger one. So honestly, like, I think we have enough trunk guards for
And
now.
water bags, you think we're
We
good going?
don't have any water bags right now, but I think we could wait until the spring.
We think
Yeah.
we're okay, because we're getting into cool, and we can also get sponsors for water bags and trunk guards.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Or you could have a logo printed on a water bag
Oh, man.
or a sticker.
Just UV resistant sticker. That might be the way to go. Because I feel like printing water bags would be, it's not something
It's gonna
that's
be
done and it
expensive, I'm sure.
would be expensive. So custom.
Yeah, sticker.
Okay, so we've been on trunk guards.
Okay, that's what it looked like if it said
Yes, we're good.
that. And this is what.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else
It
on
says
here.
that instead.
I didn't wanna abandon ship
Because
if we had to vote.
That kind of looks a little cleaner because.
just so you know, I was going to propose that we order 36 water bags
Depends on what you guys.
for $576 and 100 trunk guards for $200, just so we would have them around.
Oh,
And
that
shipping's
looks good.
$40,
Uh-huh.
so it ends up being $816.
That'd be the rest of
Well,
half of the
all
rest
that
of
we
your
need.
money.
So I think
36 water bags and 100 trunk guards, just to kind of have them.
Yeah, so you can put-
Yeah, well, we should push
Put
that
that
off until
Conway
next year.
tree
And then you only
board
have $800 left for
Or
t-shirts,
that's
and that
what-
wouldn't be.
Let's push that back until next
With
year.
healthy
I don't
trees,
think we need
healthy
them right
lives.
now.
you have Conway tree
Okay.
board there, it looks a little.
Like
It's
the
a little
Conway tree
smaller.
board.
It kind of because you can put a little closer. You can
Yeah.
get in the way of the Y.
I do
But
like,
that's
I do
I
like
do like
that.
the identifier, like the Conway tree board.
And do we need two
But I like the
slogans?
healthy
We don't need
trees
two
as well.
slogans.
And we can do, because the sticker, like if we wanted to do, because I think about either giveaways or we don't have to do stickers, but I know those are kind of,
Yeah.
put some little
Everybody
laptops
loves
and-
them.
It's
They
good
do.
marketing
Yeah.
for not a lot of
They really
cost,
do.
and so she started on some already,
Yeah.
so we can just look at, what did we have, 3 or 4 styles last time we can do?
I'll get them done before the meeting so I can show you guys and we can vote, maybe go ahead
Yeah,
and print it.
Diamark will still honor those prices if you wanna do it again.
Oh, awesome.
I like the Conway tree board.
okay.
Yeah, I think I do too.
My vote doesn't count anymore, but.
I
Your
like that
opinion
too.
greatly matters. Did y'all see it? Y'all good
Is
with
that going on the back too then?
No, that's on the
That's the
front.
front.
Well, I see that, but on the back we
Then
said-
the back you could.
We'll get rid of that.
Yeah, you get rid of that, or you could put City of Conway. I think that'd be mine.
Well, we have our logo that would go on there, so you wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
need the
Then
the
you
text
just
if
cut
you
it
also
and
have
it
the
just look
logo.
like that.
So just
Yeah.
logos on the back with that.
I like
I
that.
like that.
Okay.
Green spaces make better places.
Anything
it?
else?
That's really good.
I want that on a board.
Yeah, that looks great.
Me
I know, I
too.
was
Cool
like
how it
that,
came
and
up
keep
with that.
Conway shady. There's so many fun taglines, we just have to find a way to get those marketed and kind of get them out. Okay, thank you so much.
Amazing job.
Time sitting here listening to us.
And I'll
I
just
got.
say,
I did listen, but I did get a bit of homework.
Yeah.
Well, good, so it served two purposes.
What are you
Thank
reading, by
Thank you
the
so
way?
much.
This
It's
is We Make the Road by Walking. Conversations on Education and Social Change.
Neat.
So
Good download on that.
All
my
right.
honors class.
So,
Anything else?
for sake of time, thank you so much. For sake of time, what else do we have? I'm gonna go
I'm just gonna
over-
say, I've got,
So-
confirmed as like exhibitors.
Thank you, yes.
Master gardeners will have an educational table. Not exactly sure what that will have, but it'll be some kind of like tree planting, tree care kind of stuff.
Thank you so much.
I think it's Central Arkansas beekeepers. I've definitely got beekeepers on board, and they will have some information about trees for bees and just some kind of like it's a fake beehive actually, but
It's okay.
It's a model.
we were going, so we have it actually at our office, and you can put live bees in there, and we could do that, but then it gets it messy.
Yeah.
Bees are not clean.
Am I emailing you the design or you?
Well, they're clean in their own way,
Oh.
but
Here, you can email it all.
You've got mine, so
I
you can
have
send it to me
yours.
and I can forward, or if you want a direct path to Claire, she can. Here you go.
And then we've got Arkansas Forestry Division. They'll have Smokey the Bear, and they'll have a table with some giveaways.
and I'll email Claire all the logos I have, and she can send them to me.
And do you guys want EPS or PNG?
Those are words that I don't know.
I would probably say either EPS or a print ready PDF.
Okay.
yeah, PNG's nice, but
I've had people. Sometimes I'll just send all 3.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll.
might as
I mean,
well,
you
right?
could, you
Like-
could send all 3 if you
Yeah.
have
The
it.
Photoshop document and it's a PDF, everything.
I've had people ask for all 3 of them, so it's just
Yeah,
kind of.
and if you have the ping file, then the background will be transparent. They won't have to create the alpha
Yeah.
channel. So
Right.
okay, all 3. And I'll probably have to convert some of those logos to white.
Let me look. for the Comic
I bet
Corp
you have a
one,
Comic Corp white
because
one.
I think I do have a white one on my
And I can get the city one. But yeah.
And the extension office usually goes on there too, which obviously there is one because it's on Krista's shirt. It's
Yeah.
white.
Cause it's on her shirt.
The extension office logo in white, if you can send that to Claire.
I know, thank you, and I'll talk to them. about
Noah, are
geography.
you doing geology club?
Geography.
It says geo, geography club also.
So I'm not the tree guy. I don't know what we would present or talk about, but there are people who are.
Right.
And so when we have a meeting, I will get back to you.
And know that we
So-
already have some conversations going on in your department too. So
Okay,
just,
cool.
so there may already be some people who have
Yes.
some ideas already.
Well, I think
but-
Willow's actually
Willow's in
geography.
geography.
Yeah, so.
And then we have Dr. He now who wants to be, she has a field techniques class who's doing data collection. And so,
I'm in that filter class.
Nice.
so your group is going to be involved already. So you are a tree person.
There you go.
So data collection, anyway, loosely, we're not quite sure if they will help with one of our activities or present their UCA tree data collected information. They won't have enough time to have been in the community to do some community public trees, but we'll either be presenting the work that you've collected, or we'll be helping with one of our activities. And then through the UCA Be Well Walk and Learn, which was postponed, she wanted to know the path that we were gonna walk so they can get the additional information, because they'll do like carbon sequestration and do some measurements and things like that too. So not the same
But that
thing that
hasn't been
Willow did.
rescheduled. We haven't talked about rescheduling.
So I
it, but we
emailed
should.
Mariah today, for sake of time, we'll talk about that,
Yeah.
but she said we could do an October date for
October
that.
would be nice.
you so much.
That's awesome.
No, thank you, and
I've
then
gotta
we can
get out of
tie
here
it
too,
into
so
kind
Lucas
of
is
some of
gonna
our
drop.
activities around.
I think you're
too, so.
I was gonna say, I gotta go
Area
get some
where y'all
glucose
were,
tablets
Dr.
first.
Because they're gonna get out and start doing that
So
data
you said you had to
collection.
do like right away.
Kyle
too,
and I
so.
would also talked
have one more
about doing a
You gotta make it to
walk and
West
learn
Rock by
at the
6:30.
MLK Park.
Showing.
Yeah, for October. That would be more like just community, come out at lunch kind of and learn about the new park.
Lost my balance for a second.
So I know we need to adjourn and go, an action committee, meeting. Can we get that? Natalie's gonna send out an email for us. Let's try to, we probably need to touch base in the next couple of weeks, maybe one time each week, because I'm out of town the 2nd through the 6th and the 25th through the 31st. I'm
What
going.
about later this week?
Are you free this Friday?
I am.
Friday?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Who's our
much,
vice
especially if we can do it
chair?
on Zoom, I'll be
Derek
fine
is
10 or
anytime.
11?
Today.
Derek is the
Derek
vice chair.
chair. So he'll be
That's
here.
perfect. That's right in that time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll do
that's,
that
I'll be
one.
at work, but that's fine, because I'm,
So-
like, as long as it's over Zoom, I can
Yeah,
do
okay.
that.
It's recruiting
Okay.
season.
Last thing
Um,
too is we always typically had the day before Arbor Day as a work day. If you guys want to do that, I took off work to do whatever. So I can help however.
We don't have as many like
Free,
supplies.
Tracy.
We need to
We
move to adjourn.
Are you free
Yeah.
Friday at 10?
I'll make a motion to.
Make a motion to adjourn. Y'all are leaving.
Second.
Let's adjourn first.